Alright, well, we're back and we're doing the tapping operations now. Try to get you in a position where you can see what I'm doing. Let me grab another handle, another drawer pull, and we'll get started. Excuse my kind of ghetto chuck lock setup, but when you don't have one, that's what you do. You make it work. Put my handle in my little Delrin slip collet here. Chuck it up in my snazzy locked chuck. Snug her down. This is not power tapping, this is all by hand. It's only number 632, so it's pretty thin. Don't want to break any taps. Can't afford to ruin any of these handles, or otherwise I'll have to make a new one. Just have a tap follower in my tailstock chuck. I've got its limits marked with Sharpie here. So right now it's a full extension. When it's at full compression, it meets the other line. So that way I can stay within that as I'm tapping in. Get it set. Run into close to the compression limit. Give me a drop of tapping fluid. And we will get started. This is just to keep everything centered. That makes it unbelievably easier and faster. So I've done this setup before with other things, and it works quite nicely. Hand tapping in a vise is just too much trouble, to be honest, and kind of dangerous for alignment purposes and breaking taps. And this is just so much better. Run it in, back it off a little bit. Let's try to keep those chips cleared and small. This tap, the way the flutes are made, it's only a 2-flute tap, and but the way it's cut at the end, it ends up pushing the material in, so you have to be real careful. I've got the tap marked where the absolute limit is. Don't go past, with a piece of tape, and that still gives me just a tiny bit, maybe a 1/16 or an eighth inch at the most, at the end of the hole. And when you start getting closer, you can kind of feel it. Back it off, break the chips. Some of them will end up staying in the flute, none of them really push out. So you have to keep in mind all that material is still in there. You've only got a couple more threads here. Again, that hole was 5/8 deep. I'm tapping in about 1/2 inch. None of this is real precision stuff anyway. And there we are. That's the end, so we just start running her back out. Watch the limits of our tap follower so I don't come up against the stop. Back it out a little bit to keep it within the range, just to keep pressure on it. And once I spin it out far enough that I feel it, the thread skip. And now I'm at the end. Yep, and there it went. Click. Run this out to my extension mark, and then that gives me enough to where I can just pull it back. And again, here we are with the junk on the end. There's undoubtedly some down in the hole. We'll blow it off, clean it up, be ready for the next one. So that's how the tapping is going. That's one. I've got a couple done already just to make sure my setup worked before I record it to show you how I'm doing it. Again, loosen it up. Same with drilling. Move it to the other side. Get her back in there. Wiggle, wiggle. Snug it up. Okay, and start on the next one. That's how that's going.